You would think I would click the right thing, but good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's all I'm gonna say is it's a good thing. It's a good thing. There's good things. There's some good things. There's some good things. It's fine. We're here. This will probably be a shorter one. We'll see. I'm a little all over the place anyways, but I did a little bit of draw I did a lot of drawing earlier, and now I'm gonna do even more drawing because in all reality, this is probably a good thing for me to remember is I should be drawing. I should be drawing. It's true. It's true sometimes. So welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. Hello, Chelly. Chelly, welcome. And we're gonna be working on more of my game, and we're actually gonna do. It's so funny. I was like, maybe it'll be a shorter one. It's more like a. I'm just starting a little later, so it'll still probably be a few hours. But we're gonna be doing some more drawing tonight, and the drawing that we're doing is I've been working on a project, and by that I mean I'm currently running a game every other Monday for Mothership, and as time has been going on, since I finally finished that animation, I've been working now more focused on making assets for that game. And typically, what that has become is I have kind of developed a pseudo black and white photography style that I've been using for the setting to be like kind of like found image, found footage, like snapshots for my players as the game has gone on. And today, specifically, I actually want to draw something because it is something that my players explicitly said that they did. So I'm going to try to do it today, and if I can't get it done, that's fine. It'll just be done eventually. But it is something I want to start today. So what does that mean? Well, in the last session, one of my players, being the cool players that they are, said that they explicitly took pictures of something for a reference for them later in case they lost an object. And this object actually has not been depicted yet. Like, there's a couple of things. There's one artifact that I've made, like this. Like, this is an example of an artifact I made, which is the original artifact that my friends ran into and gave one of my friends, well, something happened, and one of my friends started acting a little bit weird. But I've made this. So I had an idea, and I've made now a reference. Actually, here's something we're gonna try. I also like using these as like an excuse to do a little bit of study as well. So we're going to test something that I've been starting to kind of realize I might just need to start doing in general. And before anybody goes, what the heck? I've finally realized a mistake I've been doing for a long time, and that's not using references enough. Almost to the point that I have now realized that there's straight up a method that I've been neglecting to use because I need to be able to do all of this from memory. And in reality, sometimes you don't need to. Studying is still studying. So we're going to do something that I actually learned and did in college when I was doing some of the best artwork that I was ever doing. Fun fact, everybody. References aren't just something you look at and then draw on the side. Sometimes you can just take a reference. Well, on my references. We're just going to take a reference and we're going to plot this here. Yeah, there's nothing bad in there. The reason why I'm doing it this way is one, I actually recently was working on a commission for something that reminded me that one of the procedures that I learned is, and that I particularly like to do because I do a lot of paleo art, is I take a fossil and then I use the fossil as a reference and then draw over the fossil to apply like the actual creature. Like, so I don't just draw the bones again, I actually draw what the animal would have looked like with skin and everything. I'm going to do that here with something else. Now you might be asking, why is there a picture of somebody's hand holding a cup at their lap? Don't worry, I was one of those people, Shelly. I'm coming to um myself. I'm coming to myself. I'm realizing I was silly because in reality, sometimes to be able to study something, you need to do everything that'll actually help you understand something. And in this case, I needed an example of holding an object and taking a picture of it from this point of view, because this is actually probably the point of view that my player's character would have been doing looking at an object. And with that, we're going to use this as a reference. And, oh god. Oh, please don't say my screen is now breaking. We're just working. Because I used to be that way. I used to be like, if I need to... essentially, I used to be the kind of person who was like, tracing is cheating. And now I've learned tracing is only cheating if you're not actually learning how to think of things. Because in reality, I have now kind of gone and realized, hey, look, I have to be willing, to a certain extent, to actually understand how shapes work at some point. And one of the things that helps with that, actually, is realizing that you need to be willing to break things down, both either offhand or directly. And this is something that is all I'm doing now is just rotoscoping. Now I'm just rotoscoping. Exactly. Because look, break it down. The important thing to remember is what you're learning when you're breaking something down. And for me, one of the big things that I need to be a little bit better about and being willing to like actually do is like do stuff like this. Because in reality, this gives me the opportunity to actually see a lot of those shapes I've started to realize are a part of like a hand and everything. Besides, I've started animation. I've started doing animation. You physically cannot do animation if you're not willing to trace a little bit. That is what I have learned. I have learned the error of my ways. Tracing isn't bad because, fundamentally speaking, animation is a lot of redrawing the same thing with over the same thing. There is a lot of tracing in that. So, I will admit, I will eat the crow on that one. But here's where things are different now, all right? Because the important thing here is I need to capture this object. Now, this object is going to be kind of weird. Do this. Start our folder. The thing is this object is not a cup in my hand. And this is why it's important that this is about preserving a perspective. It's not about drawing what's here. You don't have to worry about the Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs being in the final product. That's not going to be there. So, and welcome. I appreciate you joining. I am glad to see you here. I want to be better about saying that, just simply because I forget. I just forget. I feel like, especially for newer people, if you've never been here, or if it's been a while, that's something I just want to be better about in general. So glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. The thing is the object in particular kind of weird shaped anyways. I imagine that it is like this. It's got sides. I like that. Oh, I should do this too. Get in there. Get in there. And this is for a game that I have actually been working on for a really long time, actually. For a really, really long time. The Mothership game that we're running was not originally a Mothership game. It was originally for a different system that one of my friends and actually one of the co-hosts on that stream and in that game was working on. I won't say what it is because I don't know if he's doing more with it. I think he's mentioned before, just like, nah, don't mention it by name or anything. But he was working on a tabletop system, and we were kind of beta testing or at least alpha testing his system with that game. And what we learned is partly that his system, the game that I was running was not good for his system, unfortunately. But it was still interesting, and it was something that I'm glad that we kind of like ran because I frankly learned a lot from it. I did learn a lot from running that game. There's a couple things here I want to keep in mind. Oops. That kind of look. Trying to think how gloves work. Where the seam of a glove is usually on, right? The bottom back is sheer a little bit. All right. Nope. Nope. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, I see what. Never mind. The goal is I want to make the object. Ideally, I should make 3 pictures of this because it technically has like 3 sides. But this is mainly a bit of column A and a bit of column B. I want to display that like this is clearly like taking an informative picture because my character is a scientist. He is a scientist who in the setting, because the whole point in the setting is that it's very, very much alien, very cyberpunk as well, and very anti-capitalist, as it is the capitalist nightmare. He has been assigned as the team's, as specifically as his team's doctor, and he is not actually a trained doctor. He is a rock scientist. He plays a rock scientist in the game, um, as well as I believe a biologist. He has a little bit of both. Uh, is actually what his character like. His character numbers are, but I had fun making a fun little system where they randomly rolled what their jobs were, and he got doctor, and he was like, "I am not a doctor," and I was like, "Well, that I know." Part of the fun. It was part of the fun. And there we go. Yeah, I need to do that more. I need to do that more. That makes a much better shape too. better idea of where those things actually go. Fold and a wrinkle up there. I have to think, what is he wearing? What is Colia wearing? What's in Colia's hands? God, I gotta think of the Miro board. Honestly, the Miro board is the thing I've had some of the most fun with because we have effectively turned a Miro board or a tabletop game into a part of the direct interaction point of the game. And there's been a lot. We've now gotten to the point in the game and the writing for Mothership that I've been wanting to plan on and do is that now especially Sean has picked up on this, and I really like this. Is the players are wanting to engage with the Miro board directly now because shit is happening on the Miro board that are making them go, "What is happening on the Miro board? I thought this was just for taking notes." And I was like, "No, I had plans." So we're getting into a little bit of Tunic, a little bit of House of Leaves, if anybody's familiar with that. Uh, both of which are things that I really, really enjoy. House of Leaves is very, very good. Anybody out there is wondering what that is, it is a very fantastic novel. It's a very fantastic novel, and I highly recommend it. Um, yeah, that's good. In fact, no, funny, kind of made a bit of an awkward. This is fine. This is fine. Truly, one of the best things you can do is erase behind. One of the best things you can do is erase behind. Draw it out, and then just erase over it. It's quite good. I'm on the right layer. But yeah, the Miro board has been doing some stuff. The Miro board has been doing some stuff, and I'm really happy that my friends are reacting to it very, very positively. They're just like, "Oh, this is interesting," which is always something I've always liked the idea of engaging players in any situation, engaging players in more creative ways than just basic game mechanics. There's always been a hands-on element in game design, in setting design, in encounter design that I've always like wanted to like investigate, like look into. So being able to have moments like that where they can now kind of start interfacing with a lot more tactile things in on the Miro board is super exciting. That's super exciting to me. Hey, hold on. So one of the elements of this object is that it kind of runs more like this. Make a guideline. Yeah. Reason why do we want it to spiral out and down? I want the spiraling element to be something that is preserved on this. The weird shape. I want it to be weird shape. There we go. More like that. Nope. Not like that. Nope. Not like that. Okay. That down. Look at this for a second. Also, stuff like this helps production go a little bit faster, because then you're just looking at a reference and you're just like, okay, guess it just goes. Guess it just goes like that. Hey, Slime. How's it going? Don't worry about any of this. Actually, thinking. Like that. How exactly do car wheels work? Hey, that's fair. Come here and watch me draw for my horror game, I guess. I think that's just been a kind of general vibe, though. I will actually admit my last few weeks have been its own kind of weird nightmare, but it's been. I hope it's getting better, so I hope things are getting better for you too, my boy. Oh. Eh? Hey, Soul. I have no idea. I'll follow you back. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. How was your birthday? I hope it was good. I kind of had to crash last night. It was getting late, and I honestly streamed probably a little bit too long. I should have ended earlier, but such is life. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. Working on stuff for my horror game. Trying something. We're trying something here, and I'm hoping for the best that it works out. At trying to think what the inside are. Because ideally, this is actually a picture from one of my players' perspectives. He is inside of a car right now, technically. Inside of a kind of weird car thing. It's not difficult to explain. It's just kind of weird. I'm just kind of like thinking of some shapes, background that you would think to see inside of a car, stuff like this. I'm definitely not basing this on my memory of the inside of the Kia Sorento, because that's my car. That'd be weird. Will say space sci-fi futurist stuff. Get a little bit weird with some shapes. Make it more sci-fi-y here in a second. Starters. Hard angle. What are we holding in public? Wait, what are we holding in public? Are we holding something in public? Is something being held in public? What are we holding if public? Oh! A strange object. A strange object. I see, this is where I'm cursed. This is where I'm cursed. And I always encourage anybody to be like, actually no. If you the most fun you could have here is realize that I can't read. So I do my best. Do know that. I do my best. I do my best to read, I promise. It's part of the fun. There's a big difference between can't read and don't read. I run somewhere between that. And yes. Actually, I do wear glasses. I do wear glasses. Probably get my vision checked though. It's been a while. Actually, like this. So I want to make this kind of weird, right? I want to make this a little bit weird. I'm thinking this, that. Hold on. Processing. Hang on, I'm processing. This is what I want to get better at, is like actually processing my shapes and drawings a little bit better. It's the one thing that I was not very good at for a long time, was being able to actually like process a lot of this stuff. Kind of wang balled it. So, hi Creeper. Sound like my mom. Oh no, I hope that's not a bad thing. If it's any consolation, I make fun of myself for it. Don't necessarily always think it's a good thing. And I do try to not let it keep me from actually functioning. I was told I was dyslexic from a young age, and I kind of have tried to figure out if that means that that affects my ability to read. It definitely feels like it. No problem. And yeah, appreciate glad you were on so we could. So Happy birthday. Happy birthday, soul. One of these layers. It's like one of these layers has the thing. Oh, so here's the thing. I want something like this. Definitely. Just want it to be as weird of a shape as possible. Oh, the struggle of working on multiple layers. I definitely want this to be like this. And I want it to be a couple of different of straight, like things like this. I want there to be, so I want there to be a divot in here somewhere. Something like that. Trying to decide where the other half of the divot goes. Goes there. Goes here. I think it goes here, actually. Boy, I've made a very, very difficult shape for myself. Draw. Part of the fun, I guess. Yes. Oh boy. This is a hell of a challenge, actually. This is maybe one of the most complicated shapes I've ever done. But if I do it, I practice it, come out actually. Oh. That's what I want. I want something kind of weird and kind of cool. Kind of weird and kind of cool is what I'm going for. It's going good, Slime. This is directly something that my players are doing that I'm drawing. Well, everything that has been in the game area that I've drawn so far has been something that has been happening in the game. But this is the first one that my players said, I take a picture. And I was like, well, you take a picture. I guess I got a picture I gotta go draw. Now I'm drawing this picture. Very strange object. As best as I can, honestly, I think I kind of need to. That's. I need to be willing to make some adjustments here. I gotta think a little bit simpler, I think. We're going to start with that. Part of what worked that other object is that it wasn't this complicated, or was that I just started making polygons and kind of went with the flow of the polygons. I think this one I'm actually overcomplicating it too. It's fine. I need to test some stuff anyways. Trace a little bit behind there, a little bit more. And thank you for lurking. The goal is to make this object strange, but not hard to draw. This is something I've learned is sometimes you have to be willing to be like, making something difficult does not equate better. You need to make something that works for what you're going for, not something that's just blatantly difficult. There. Like that. The whole thing that I liked about that other design is how it like captures like a bunch of faces. And by faces I mean like shapes, a bunch of shapes. Though this one I want to try to capture something on it. Try. Yeah. Actually, I like. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting it now. I just need to draw wingdings on it, guys. It's fine. Guys, if I draw wingdings on this, it'll make sense. Be a part of the fun. It will be a part of the fun. It makes Sean sight read. Well, I didn't make him. He decided to sight read. I want to maintain this. I I questioned whether or not my players were going to try to decode the wingdings that I put on the Miro board, and I was delighted that they did, but I was not necessarily anticipating they would do it so quickly. It was an option. It was one that I considered could happen, and when it did, I was delighted and terrified. But no, my aliens do not speak wingdings. I promise. Uh-huh. It really was. And I'll probably still do a couple more things like that, but now I have to be like, ah, shit, cat's already out of the bag. I gotta figure out something different. Because I don't want to just redo that. I definitely want to do something different for the next instant they run into something like that. Okay. Here's the thing. Now, Like that. If I remember correctly, this almost kind of worked better. Just was like kind of going at it. I want to give it like kind of a weird digi bit. Darker. Yeah, something like that. In fact, let's look at so the reference that I have here. Let's look at how I did this. This is also something I want to be better at, is look at your own art for what you did right. So yeah, a lot of it is like adding planes and surfaces and stuff like that, and like maybe making some of them lighter, some of them darker, to give it like that real feeling that they're surfaces and they aren't separated by lines. So I gotta go back. I actually gotta do that. Yeah, 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 yeah. See that? Stuff like that. Gonna be up a little more at a time. One thing at a time. Take it one thing at a time. Well, actually, that I don't know how I did some of this because it take me a little bit to like kind of noodle around and see what works. I think I'm merging it down. That helps. Hmm. Do that. Because some of them hard. Right? Hi, Silos. Uh huh. Well, dang. There's the hydrate. Thank you, Hydrate Man. And welcome. Okay, yeah. That's helpful a lot. Definitely want this object. Not as weird as possible. There we go, that's better. Mm-hmm. Jagua. Get Jagua. Erase. You know what? We'll see how I end up tackling this, but I might not want it to have that many, like... I don't know, really discreet. Like that. Like that. I'm gonna really get it out as possible. Oops. Actually meant to do that. Shit. Shit, I meant to do that. Now, go back in. That. A little bit more shapy that way. Object is dark. There. Something more like that. I'm trying to something like this, and then I'm trying to really capture rock faces. Like that. This needs to be smaller. Kind of start working on chiseling out parts of this. And I am kind of like quite literally chiseling here. He's a rock. Yes, I'm trying my best not to just remake the marker. This is me. This is something different. It's not a marker. I promise. It's my original design. I mean, I really am. I genuinely am. It's not a marker, it's a pencil. You're right. Exactly. Don't sue me, Visceral. I don't think Visceral exists anymore, actually. Hey, fun fact, everybody. If it still continues development, I might do a fun thing. The, some people have gotten a server for Dead Space 2 working for the multiplayer for Dead Space 2, and I remember playing the ever living hell out of it. So it might not go great because I'll be like, it's been a billion years, and I've seen some of the guys playing this, and they're very good. But I did remember playing a decent amount of it and at least getting like decent at it. So I don't know. I remember really liking it. Okay, yeah, I just got this. Polish the rock, polish the rock, polish the rock, polish the rock, polish the rock. Jensen, definitely want that to be a little bit darker. A bit behind. Darkest top. Ah, good luck with ads, everybody. Thank you for telling me, Twitch. I need to make an ad warning. That way people actually know what the hell is going on instead of just being like, oh, no ads. I've seen some people do it, so I don't know. It would be a good idea to invest in setting that up, I think. I like that actually. Hold on. I have ideas. One of the ideas I have for that there's a spiraling thing going on with it. That's something I really want to be consistent with the species. Is that it's just consistent. It's just consistent with these artifacts, with everything that they do. It's kind of a thing. Oh boy, it's gonna become incredibly. There we go. Ooh, I like the way that looks a lot. Okay, now it's coming in. I had to work on it for a second. Start finding the kind of just I just really want to give it a little bit more shapiness. Mainly all I want. A little bit more shapiness. There we go. Ooh, I like that. And this is why I like doing this specifically, is this definitely works as a lot of study for me, right? I'm getting a lot more study work out of this, which is very, very useful for me. One of the things I want to be better at, my study part. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, yeah. I like what I'm doing this now. I like this. I like this. In there. Do something like that, right? Oh, it's consistency. Does it look like a rock? I hope this looks like a rock. I feel like this looks like a rock. That's the biggest thing, is I really want to capture the essence of the rock here. get in. Because again, this subject is kind of the most important part. Everything else is like background, but getting this right is the most important thing because it's the most important thing to even my players. Like this is something that I don't think I'm gonna like. You have to use the picture, but it's there to be like you did the thing. This is you actually got this, and this is more like a reward for them because I am a huge like advocate when it comes to game design for more rewards that are rewarding because of what they supply to a setting as much as what they do and not just a value, not just a numerical value increase. My favorite example of this is specifically from Nier regarding the Devila and Popola quest that gives you the Song of the Ancients that they sing together. It's it, when I heard that, I was like, man, why don't more games do this? It's really good. Because it's hard. Really isn't an excuse, but get it. Game design is hard. Better. Yeah, okay, I'm understanding how to wield this power. I quite literally had to polish my rocks. Which say that public. Not talk about polishing your rocks in public. Might get in trouble. Might fail. Not responsible for what you decide to do with your rocks. Just don't do it in public. Etching there. And it's just give it some texture, give it some life. Ooh, I don't know what this effect is, but I like that it makes it all kind of speckly. Why it's doing that, but we take it. Good. It looks good, so we keep doing it. I go. Adds texture and shows that it's me. I really want to give it a warn what I'm going for. Like, it's still intact enough, but it definitely is aged. Definitely aged. That's the vibe I'm going for. Or it darken that. Darken. Uh, starts. Stuff like that. Okay, I like where this is going now. And now it's just about kind of feeling things out. Just trying different shapes, see how it feels up when we go. There we go. I am really glad that I've been working on this tabletop game simply because, I've always been a big fan of science fiction, and Aliens is personally my favorite, probably uh, horror piece. Certainly my favorite one of my favorite science fiction pieces and science fiction horror pieces. I loved Halo. I loved Dead Space. Dead Space was good. Well, I'm kind of hoping that whatever that weird playtest that people are working on is actually kind of good, because I would love to just have fun doing PvP on that. I remember enjoying the PvP on Dead Space 2 decently, but that's because I think a lot of times there that came out like in a period when isometric or asymmetrical multiplayer was more of a thing. And I haven't seen that in a long time, I feel like. I feel like asymmetrical gameplay since like Left 4 Dead came out was like super, super big. And then it just kind of fell off. I feel like the last place I saw it that I was even remotely interested, but I never actually played was oh, what's it called? What's it called? What's with me? I know what it's called. Um can't I think of what it's called? It was the one that was very aliens coded. Natural selection. Natural selection was the last time I was like looking at a game like that. I always wanted to try natural selection, but I also was like iffy because I was like, I feel like people get probably really sweaty at this, don't they? And I never actually tried it out. It's a shame. I feel like I would have really liked it. Natural selection was one of those games that always looked very interesting to me, but this was always a little nervous. I was like, I feel like a lot of people are probably have played this so much that I wouldn't actually really enjoy it. Which is always my like kind of concern with a lot of multiplayer. Why even sometimes I play multiplayer and get discouraged because I'm like, man, even when I'm inconsistent, even when I am consistent, I'm still not consistent. People just play the hell out of multiplayer games in a way that is kind of weird. I find the culture around multiplayer games a little bit awkward now, and I played a lot. I feel like I grew up on just as many multiplayer games as everybody else, but it it is in a weird spot right now, I think. There are not there are multiplayer games that are more focused for like just fun, having fun with your friends, but I feel like a lot of them like a lot of games that come out now aren't trying to be somewhere in between on that because I still like my battlefields and I still like shooters. I think shooters kind of got problematic. I won't lie. Somebody who really likes shooters, I think they've become kind of an issue when it comes to that. Actually, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't want it to be that way either. Hmm. The Dead Space 2 multiplayer, I remember really enjoying. I think it did a decent job of landing somewhere in between. Because part of the problem with asymmetrical gameplay, especially with games like that, is how do you feel? How do you make the sides feel like fair or fun to play? My hot take is the best version of that was the dinosaur game that I played the hell out of when I was in college, which was Primal Carnage, and I wished I had a better computer to be able to play it. And I have the computer now, and nobody plays it no more, so I'm just like, okay. But then again, Extinction still exists, and I kind of had a chip on my shoulder about Extinction because the original devs just sold their work to some other company and then kind of abandoned it. But I guess it's still been going, so maybe Extinction is good. I've never actually played it. That's on me. I'll take that. I'll take that as a strike against me. Like very judgmental, but I actually have any experience with it. Tried it. Good or not? I only really was reminded of the existence of extinction fairly recently when out of nowhere something was just like extinction is getting a huge update reported to console, and I was like, oh my god, it's still going. I was like, well, maybe it crash out a little bit with Path of Titans. Path of Titans is getting a little ridiculous. And let me do. What's funny is the way that I've kind of done this has made it like kind of really capture the weird nature of like how to interface with it, which is mainly what I wanted to capture. Like I'm not gonna make a entire alien writing form. No, fuck that. But I really wanted to capture like the general way that you're utilizing this, because I really want to give it that like sense of like how the intent of the of how Cujo's wife was interfacing with it when she was, because I really wanted to make that moment clear that she's not, she's very intently interacting with it in a very specific way. Not just futzing with it. She's actually interacting with it very specifically. Hey, that actually looks really good and really cool and really weird. I very happy with this. Very happy with this. Guys, the secret to art is just kind of do things until it works. That's the real answer. That's the real secret. Do shit until it works. Just add a little bit more of that geometry, a little bit more of that weirdness. That's what I'm going for. Because a part of this is it's supposed to have like a little bit of a kind of strange kind of sheen to it anyways. Like it's not just a matte black rock. It's got a little bit of weirdness. Oh, that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We want to make it clear that like holding it is like kind of awkward a little bit, but like it's just got weird elements to it. Surfaces feel. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I'm sorry. Happens sometimes. Running a little bit behind. I was. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. It's no longer marker. I mean, it kind of screams marker, but it's not exactly marker, and it's not a marker because that's not what this does. That's not. It's a fundamentally different thing. This specific object, in fact, has no anomalous features. Like, there's actually nothing inherent. The intent of this object is that there's nothing inherently um, uh, up with it. There's nothing inherently up with it. It is supposed to just be functional. That's it. It doesn't like have any other properties. It's not like the thing that Kolia's character found earlier on that like had something going on with it. No, like this is just supposed to be a weird rock. A bunch of cuts and shit on it. I think this helps the design, and it also helps translate a little bit more that there's something weird going on here anyways. It also helps give a little bit more just like of a feeling that there's some interesting shapes going on here. Polish the rock, polish the rock, polish the rock. Polish the stone, polish the stone, stone. I find this brush to be weird because sometimes it does what I want it to, and other times it kind of just does whatever it wants to, and I'm like, why is it doing it that way? Why does it work that way? I really enjoyed getting much more into detail work, by the way. It's just something I've really enjoyed being able to do more. That this back darker. Just want to put in a little bit. Just a little bit at a time. This is also teaching me a little bit better how to like, especially with how abstract and weird a lot of the planes are. It's giving me a lot better handle on like how to do that kind of like spacing and stuff. Also, I should do stuff like that. Oh yeah. Just to sell the kind of like indentation of parts of it. Hmm. Thinking. This is also something I'm starting to understand a little bit better with like kind of this shakiness is the importance of understanding how to like really emphasize like specific shapes and stuff and how to utilize my eraser to help bring those out. It's not just the brush. Gotta get in there and make shapes. Drawing is just about getting in there and making shapes sometimes. There we go. Working up that area. I definitely also want this to look like the kind of thing that if you're not careful with it, it'll you'll feel you might just cut yourself on it. Want there to be a lot of sharp edges. Texture. Quite literal texture. The literal texture. Out of here with any of that figurative. And what kind of helps with this a little bit is it gives me a little bit of a guiding hand to like really be like, I want this to come off regarding this piece as like something that was like directly designed in a way, but is still alien overall. Like it's alien to interface with, but it's not. It is. There's a logic. I promise. There's a logic. This has just kind of been fun to fiddle with. This has been fun to fiddle with. Actually, I really like it. Going to fiddling. Oops. I've got to kind of come up. There we go. Hey, that looks really cool. Hey, that actually looks really dope, though. Yeah, I like how that looks. That looks cool as heck. Oops. It's no more. Don't need that no more. Polish, gotta polish, gotta polish. Here we go. Hey, I like that. Then one of these. This one will be a little. Oh no, this one will be actually. Marks. I like this white spot here too. I like that it gives it a little bit more reflection. Add a couple, just enough to add a little bit more. This is something that I don't know how to feel about, but it is kind of a procedure that I've always really liked that I do. The only thing I don't like about it is how time consuming it can be. But I'm very much a add, take away, add, take away, add, take away. Like that's when I'm doing like this kind of rendering, that's something that I really like to do, but it does mean that things take a lot longer, I think. Typically. Typically. There, now I'm understanding how to get the most out of that. Race a little. There we go. Mainly, I'm just trying to start separating out those lines based on different breakpoints rather than actually using lines, which is something that I want to get a little better about anyways. Oops. That in there. Take little bites. Take little bites out of it. All right, this will be interesting. Still kind of, I worked at the top down. I've kind of been going up and down and up and down. Gotta figure out these surfaces a little bit more before I can move on to the part of this. There we go. Keep polishing. Polishing. Goal is that I'm not finished with that. Still adding to it. Go in here. Make this space look more interesting and different. Perfect. This darker. Now, that maybe? Hmm. Just thinking. Find that I've kind of made a little bit of a challenge here with this kind of like routine in the middle. Going through the center of it. This should all be a little bit lighter, that should all be a little bit darker. There we go. There we go. Much better. Much better, I think. Weirding me out that like this area is like not smooth. It's very weird. Freaking me out. It's freaking me out a little bit. There we go. Just a little. Do this real fast. A little bit more. A little bit more, I think. I only want to stroke once, so that way, like a little. Yes. I might mark it coming out there. I don't know if I want it. It's funny as I really nailed it up at the top, and the bottom weirdly having some issues. But I'm just gonna take a moment. We're gonna take a moment. Look at what we got. Keep kind of working and get the. Just typically like my main strategy, and we. Thank you, Silos. Go. Want this? A little bit darker. That. Oh boy, he's here. Oh boy, he's here. Ah! He's here. What? Er. Er. Oh, he gave me a bonk. One of my boy's favorite things to do now is to rest the bottom of his head on the top of the bottom of his head, the top of his head on the bottom of my chin. Good boy. Good boy. Ooh. Push button. Move that over there. Yeah, this is working. And like I said, this is the main subject anyways. So if there's any part of this I need to get like the most right, it is this. This is the thing I need to get the most correct. Fly on me. Where he came from. Every now and then I'll feel like a fruit. Oh, good luck. Boy, Brooke. Brooke? There was somebody else? Who's Brooke? Wait, Oid Brooke. Oid Brooke? Oid Brooke? What do you mean by Brooke? Saw you, buddy. Saw what was going through your mind there. Uh-huh. Doing. I just like drawing me a funky alien reading stone. It's fine. Yeah, this looks exactly what I was wanting to kind of like imagine better. Like I wanted there to be structure, but I still wanted it to be like, ooh, okay. And I definitely want Sean to look at this next time. Well, I want both my players to look at this and be like, "Oh, that's what that was." Match to go. Boy, that was a funny look. Judging me again. I didn't even do anything. Oh, a little bit of superposition with them. Consistent. As far as spacing. Direction. Essentially, I want anytime a line crosses a face, it's always moving in generally the same direction, and it consistently hits that surface the same way, no matter what. There. That out a little bit more. Actually, I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. Hold on, everybody. There we go. Which way is that? And I decide this way. Uh, I like this this rubber eraser. It's very good for specifically this. It served well. Just being able to like take a little bit off. Ooh. Yeah, I like this. And I like the way it's shaped, and I like that it's consistent. Perfect. Perfect. There. Oh my god, you did it again, sir. Are you okay? Oh, my sweet boy bonked his head on my knee, on my elbow. Oh, you're okay. You gotta be careful. You made an audible sound with your head and my elbow, buddy. Okay. My boy. Don't look at me like that. Like, what happened? You gotta be careful. Oh my god, buddy. Don't smash your skull into my elbow. Okay. This is why he doesn't got no brain cells. Boy has no brain cells. I don't know why he's like this. I don't know why he does this. Careful. Be careful. You need your brain. You do need your brain. At least I believe you still need your brain. I would believe so, anyways. How does that look? That look good? Look good? This looks good to me. I mean, this was the main thing I wanted to work on today, and I got it. I got it, and it looks good. Uh-huh. They have 9 lives, not 9 brain cells. They have 9 lives and 0 brain cells. Honestly, I like it better just based on the shape. I don't think I need these divots here at all. Nope, nope. Much more subtle. Another thing that I've learned is you really have to learn how to let a tool just do. You have to let the thing that makes your marks make the mark. Don't make a mark. Just do a push. You do a push out, and you do like one stroke, and then it makes the mark that you want, or it makes the mark that it should be, not the one you want, the one it should be. Because if there's anything I've learned that was not instilled with me for a long time, was a lot of this is about the idea that your brush creates the texture. Your implement creates the texture, not you. You don't create the texture. The medium creates the texture. That was something that was because I very much like Illustrator backed, and Illustrator is very much like lines. Lines, 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 lines. That's a big part of illustration. But I didn't realize for a long time that you have to let what the tool mark does. The tool itself do the texture. And that makes sense. It does look. I'll let that erase out a little bit more. It's a cool rock. You guys get. Listen, I could draw a lot of things, but today you get a cool rock. That's what today gets. You get a cool rock. Today was a cool rock. I hope today was a cool rock for everybody else too. I hope you could describe today as a cool rock, whoever you are. Everyone deserves a day you could describe rock. Some days aren't a cool rock. That's okay too, but I hope today everybody had a day made you feel like it was a cool rock. Well, this one needs here. Darker. Darker. There we go. Now I'm starting to understand how like that kind of thing works. This is still a little bit weird. I need to figure this out. Just experimenting with it a little bit for a second. Do want it to have kind of that feeling that it's like, okay, gotta build up this plane right here. Gotta go in like that. Okay, yeah. I see what I'm doing with that. In fact, here's what we're gonna do now. By bisecting you a little bit. There, have something like that. Have something like that. There we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just gotta go in here, start making a couple of planes. We all know how much I like planes, so rocks and planes. This was the secret. I just had to accept they're the same thing. Same thing. Always have been. But difference. Thanks. Something like that. Go back to the yeah, 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 yeah. I like how this is coming out now. Yeah, that this looks really cool now. I like this. And again, I originally wanted to like maybe add a little bit more like um kind of like parts of it that look like it might differ, but I actually like this better because it means it gives it more texture and gives it a little bit more of that alien feeling of you can see a logic of how to interface with it, but it is fundamentally different than how we would interface with something. And that's what I really want to convey here. I really want to convey this just with the object. Because again, the object itself doesn't have anything anomalous about it inherently. It is just strange. It is just an artifact that is weird. That is the intent of this item. And I do think even if I was like you did take other pictures, but like the idea I want to get across with this is like you can like look at it, you can kind of like get a feeling. You also get the sense that the actual way to interface with the best way to really break it down is to interface directly with it. So I like yeah. Ooh, this came out good. This came out good. I really like how this looks now. And let's like how do I zoom out? How do I zoom out? I don't know how. I don't know how to do it without. Yeah. I also like this brush I found. This brush is very good. Actually, Sean's not in the driver's seat when this happens. Actually, I think he's not driving. So, oh no, I have to erase the driver's seat. I have to erase right thing. The right thing. Not driving. In fact, if that's the case, have have here, we do need the dash. Why are you erasing all of that? Because it's wrong. Willing to fix the things you do wrong in art. Wrong because it's not actually what happens in that picture. I caught it. That's what matters. I think I had a pretty bad habit of being like, hey, it's fine. It is fine. I'll put it this way. It is still fine, like, the artist to do whatever I want. But I want to be better about seeing something and being like, interesting feature. I want to be better about being like, even if I notice it, that I'm willing to fix it. That's something I want to do better. Okay, so line here, right? I'm gonna say you've got this here. I use this as a reference, right? I want it give me a shape to work with. I want it to be a shape I can work with because right here should be like the glove box, right? If that's the glove box, let me think. Hide this. Glove box kind of does like one of these, right? Here, this way. Ah, fighting. Looking again. Just play with the spaces. You know what? Let's say like usually you have like space here. Upholders. Here. Much better. There. Get rid of that. There. You're on this layer. Which layer was that on? It was this layer. I wasn't sure what layer that was on. My favorite game. What layer are you on? Sometimes you gotta fiddle until you find the layer that it actually is on. You're like, oh, that layer. Probably shouldn't be on that layer, but we are. Any of that makes sense? I think that makes some sense. This looks actually like really good though. I like where this is going. This is in a very, very nice spot. See the trace that out a little bit. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Apparently I need to go out and just go take pictures of the inside of my car. That way I know how to draw the inside of a car. Because again, all I did was I took a picture of holding something. That's really all I did here was I just took a picture of me holding something. Hmm. A guiding line. This goes down like a little bit further and then goes up like this. That's gonna be the floor. All right. Then we also have the hand. Which again, like honestly, it works. I don't know why I was being so hard on the idea of tracing. Like, if it works, it works. It's not like I just drew my hand, right? Like, I had to have a reference of some kind. And it's not like I drew the object that's here. I did draw something different. Very different. It's part of the fun. I love that kind of stuff. Uh, oops. Wrong layers. I mean, it's probably too late for stuff like that anyway, but I at least want to be consistent about it. Good. Got that. I want to get Kolia's pants right. Got like a crease here. It's around here. Yeah, yeah. What's funny is whatever this, I need to remember fine grain. Fine grain is the kind of pencil I've been looking for because the pencil kind of sucks. The pencil, the thing labeled pencil is not a good brush, or at least not a good brush for me. Okay. This is where things are going to get a little interesting. So I like the way that I was doing that. We're going to go down to 10%. A little bit thicker. That needs to be darker. Yeah. Like that. Yep. I'm learning. They're learning. Child is learning how to do their thing better. Child is learning how to do their job. Yep. Side. Darker side. Then. Yeah, I like the way that I'm handling this way better. I like the gradual structure of it. Oh no, I've created a situation though. This is hell. Going, keep going, keep going. I can power through. It's fine. Same like last time. There we go. I need to. It. That eraser magic. Need to. We'll go a little bit darker. I like that. Oh yeah. Much better. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like that. I want this to be darker. Not that much darker. Lighter. Yeah, I like that. kind of like that. Oh, I need this. Really liked being able to go in there and just like stuff up that way. Really, really good. It looked really good. Nope. Nope. Where's this? Where is this? The hand? Where is this? Where is this? What's that layer? Hell. Go down to marker. A little bit darker, maybe. This a little bit darker, maybe. Figure out why it's broken. Scribble, 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 scribble. Today is a scribble day. Today's a day that we scribble. Fine. Day where you scribble a lot, a little bit, a lot. Ah, that's where it was. Yeah, that looks good. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, a lot. Again, what layer are you on? That? That? What's that? Or what the hell? What the heck? Do something like that. Help strengthen up. And I want the thumb to be a little bit darker than everything else. Up some of these lines. No. Lighter. Wait. That way it should contrast. And there we go. Much better. Because really that's what I'm trying to establish, is that there's a little contrast there. That's what I'm really trying to do. Which is where it's important that I need to keep kind of just working in this. I have to keep working in this eraser this way, so that way it kind of smooths everything out and gets a nice dimension to it. That's what I'm looking for, that dimension. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really, really good. Like where this is going. Like where it's going. Glove box, glove box. Glove box goes like right there, right? Something like that. I mean, a lot of this back here is going to be... We'll see. Gotta be kind of weird. Oh boy, here we go. Need patience. To max the size. How big can I make? Okay, that's good. I don't need patience, I just need this. Yeah, brush do the talking. Gotta let the brush do its thing. I fucked up. What? Starting in the middle of my favorite album. Why are you starting in the middle of my favorite album? Actually, Does now. That darker. Fill that space up. We're just gonna fill that space up. This should all actually. So. No pun intended, because it's a uniform. Get it? Uniform. We're a uniform. I mean, they do wear uniforms. That is something inherent to the setting, is that they do actually wear uniforms. There. That helps. Goal is just to kind of wash out a lot of that space back there anyways. Might do more with it, but we'll see. The thing I want to try to get better at is like getting rid of some of these guidelines, so that way there's like a little bit more distinction. Surface. I feel like if I had to use a line to do that, then I've already failed. I've already failed. I think that's a different surface, so I like that way. I do like how this is turning out. This is very, very good. It's very, very good. Good, very productive. And do something like that. Maybe go. That's a little bit better. I don't know why 15 is like the sweet spot for this kind of stuff, but it seems to work, so you do what works. You just do what works. Don't question it otherwise. Start questioning it, you go, why does it even work that way? And you start losing your mind. That's my recommendation. Don't question it. Question shit. Ah, nuts. That's a different layer, isn't it? Do I flatten this is the question. I think if I flatten anything, I flatten everything but the rock. Because if there's anything I don't want fucked with, it's the rock. I want to make sure that the rock doesn't get altered in any way. It is largely consistent. There, something like that. And then now that we're kind of like away from it, now that we're kind of away from the rock for a little bit, and hey, I want to put this on the record. Out of all the things I could have gotten a reference for, I didn't get a reference for a marker. So if you look at this and go, that's just a marker, well, that's just because the marker's just in my brain. So I don't think that's a me stealing problem. I think that's more of a problem of the marker itself being lodged inside of my psyche. And that's its own problem. That's a different problem. I'm not going to say that said problem is a problem. I don't gotta explain why the there. Listen, it's kind of in there. It just hangs out. It just hangs out in there. Don't worry about it so much. Are you worried about the marker being inside the wrong layer? Why are you worried about the marker being inside my brain? It's not a problem. If it would only be a problem started doing things. I mean, I did have an experience with the marker once that genuinely was like, what the fuck? Where I experienced Tetris syndrome with the marker from Dead Space. So I was just like, okay. Ignore like that happened. It did happen to me once. It was only slightly terrifying. You know, whole part of that game is how seeing the marker, you're not brain's doing okay. Your brain's not doing okay. I can neither confirm or deny is a part of the inspiration of some of the elements of this game. Hopefully with a little bit more tact. Not just to have a bunch of weird happening. Ooh, yeah, this is coming out really nicely. I like it. Oop, not that thick though. Not that thick though. I want this to be darker overall. I want darker gloves. Rest of it. Darker gloves than the rest of his suit is what I want. Which is something that I want to get better at, is like consistent color and then shade. Darker on this side a little bit. Go at go thinner. Oop, oop. No, I'll keep that there because it makes it a little bit easier. In here, brighter. Oh no, that's darker. Ah shit. Bit lighter, and I need cement that. Hmm. Then we need to. There we go. This needs to be down here. Darker. There we go. I'm sorry. Really want to just cement how weird. But like make it clear that it's like made out of polygons. Like it's not just a rock. It's not just a rock. It's like clearly been shaped, but it's been shaped in a way that's unusual, unorthodox. Not of this world. Yeah. That is really cool though. And I like how the lines the the thing that I'm going for is that the lines kind of like guide you a little bit. Like you still feel guided by them, but you don't know why or how. Something like that. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. There's not much I can do about that because it's not like I can make them darker than black. My favorite. I do like that. I do like that show. It's been a while, but I do like that show. I hate one episode of it, but the rest of it is good. It's got a pretty bad filler episode, but otherwise it's great. And it's only really bad because it's obnoxious. It's not really even bad from like a anime bullshit standpoint, aside from the anime bullshit that happens in it. But not like any of the really bad anime bullshit. It's just kind of dumb anime bullshit that comes out of nowhere that I don't like. It doesn't add anything, and it doesn't have anything to do with it, and they don't ever talk about it again. Now. I'm not saying I don't like fun. I'm just saying the show's literally called Darker Than Black, which is super edgy to begin with. But the thing that it actually does well is like it's about something. It's like about something. So yeah, no. Don't get my stream taken down. Ah, jeez. Not that picture. It is absurd. It is inappropriate. God, it doesn't. It's Friday, isn't it? It feels like it's Saturday. Is my problem. It feels like it's Saturday. It does not feel like Friday. And hey, look at that. Honestly, this is 3 hours. This is pretty good for 3 hours. This is really good actually for 3 hours. So I'm gonna be excited for when my friends this. What the hell is that? And I'll be like, yup, that's the picture that Colia took. And again, the subject is the rock, so everything else just has to be there to inform the location. But I'm not looking for it to be good or perfect. Like it's the background. The focus is on the rock. I'm a little less concerned with how well that comes. I gotta use this brush more. Oh no, I was on the wrong layer. Do I finally do it? Do I finally flatten it to one layer? There are advantages and disadvantages. And the thing with this brush I found is it's a little bit kinder about certain things that makes it not that much of an issue. It does worry. Honestly, this looks cooler than what I originally had in mind. I just kind of started winging it after a certain. This is why I like when I can wing it, but I also dislike when I can wing it because sometimes when I wing it, I just do something a little nonsensical sometimes. And I do like a bunch of work that ends up like not coming to anything. But then sometimes I have stuff like this. I'm like, I need to wing it more. Where it like comes out really, really good and really cool. Just that kind of trying to get cleavage planes to show up is what I'm doing here. I have to do that consistently is I have to make sure that they're going generally in the same. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Because again, it doesn't look, at least to me, it doesn't look like it's falling apart, right? It looks like it's solid. It looks like a solid object, but it looks like it's been shaped in some way. I think the hand looks good too. Backlighting on. God, I love haircuts for men. I don't mean that. I mean that in like the band, the name of the band. But I also do like album art. Good as hell. You might be wondering, why are we listening to this for this? I don't know. Something about it has always given me a weird kind of like. It's weird. It's always given me like this kind of Silent Hilly vibe to it. So I like listening to it while I'm working on the horror pieces because like it's like a chilled vibe, but it's got like an undertone that's a little bit more of that like kind of weird mix between horror music and just weirdly like jamming that sometimes happens in Silent Hill, and I like that about it. But it's still just like a bop. It's still just like a jam, generally speaking. Do full size. Gonna do We're just gonna do some fun smudges. Why? When in doubt, vignette. I mean, I've hit 3.5 hours, and this is what I wanted to get done. Like this genuinely is all I wanted to get done was getting one of these done. Oh, I've got to update something, everybody. Guys, I'm an embarrassment. I was labeling things wrong, which might have actually affected things in other places. That makes me really embarrassed. My signature says 25 still. It needs to say 26. Oopsie doopsie. That's my bad. Happens to the best of us. Here. Will I go back and fix those other ones? No. Is it halfway through the year? Yes. I don't want to do it. Wait, go ahead. Nope. Just leave. Though, this is something I've been experimenting with anyways. I might not be using that anymore. I kind of want to see how things do if I just have a signature on it because I've been doing that for a while, that watermark, and I'm like, do I really care? And I've noticed like a lot of people get better reception when there isn't like a big watermark. So, you know what? I'm gonna be more conservative on that because I don't know if I like it. I don't think I do. Well, there you go. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. I could work maybe a little bit more on the rock, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Oh boy, my boy's in my lap, so I can't easily do this, but here we go. Ah, don't look at that. I like that I was like, oh no, don't look at that, and then just I didn't move at all. I was like, well, I can't move it over there. I'm not using that. I'm just smart about this and use my other thing. Before I give spoilers, it's really all I'm worried about is I'd give like spoilers or something. Though you guys have seen all the concept art, so. It is Colia to Colia and go to artifact. Actually, we'll do artifact. Today's date is the 7th. All right. There we go. There we go. That way you guys can. Oh, that's why you not. Sorry. There we go. Making sure you guys can see it. And then also, I need to save fast. I'm going to do one more save, and I'm going to save it. Oh, I changed the name. There we go. Oh, I didn't think though. There we go. There you go. All right. Well, I'm going to call it there. Thank you for joining, everybody. It's my desk with my boy in my lap. He's not going to like it, though. Oh my god, I've been looking for that Allen wrench for forever. The allegations are not looking good for me, everybody. I checked the drawer 4 times. I was like, where's this Allen wrench? I know I put it in this drawer. I swear I'm gonna go see a doctor eventually. I promise. Promise. I am thinking about doctors. This is the problem. Like, I don't know what would it help with. I guess they could give me some medicine. They help with the brain chemicals, maybe. Yeah. I checked it so many times. Like, because there's a screw loose on my fucking chair. I've been like, I really want to tighten this screw. I couldn't find the Allen wrench. Found the Allen wrench, everybody. So we're gonna do that after the stream. Anyways. Okay, that's good. Why did that do that? All right, so we're all finished up. We're all wrapping up. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna do one more thing before we go. Before the end of the stream, I gotta make one more picture. I gotta make one more picture. You guys are gonna help me. If you want to participate, all you gotta do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, we'll use as a reference. It could be like a single word, like a noun, an object, or a subject. And then I'm gonna take everything the chat says, make a prompt out of it, and then I'm gonna open up Paint, MS Paint, and I'm going to put on a 60-second timer, and then I gotta draw that prompt in 60 seconds in Paint. And because I had to use my drawing screen, I have to use keyboard and mouse, which is fun and always goes well for me. So, yeah. Going to open this up. And today, holding the obscure object. Taking a Colia, taking a photo, holding the obscure object. Oh, good. You find it interesting when it does and doesn't know when I want to do where, so just find it fascinating. And hey, this piece came out pretty good. Honestly, I'm just getting them. I feel like I've just gotten faster. That's the most important thing, is I've just gotten faster. That's one of the hardest things with any discipline regarding like art and stuff, is just getting faster at it in a way that makes you feel like, yeah, I'm getting shit done. I think that for me was like the hardest part, personally. Get like phone Big hair. Glasses. So comfortable inside of this car. It's just so comfortable inside of the car, you know? You know, for keyboard and mouse, sometimes why is keyboard and mouse something I can even use? Why is it something that I even get any value out of? It just makes no sense to me. Well, if you want to see that picture, stick around to the very end. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid at the end of every stream, so that way the vampires intercheck and keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows. It is almost lunchtime for vampires. And thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. Watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to all the socials and the Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to, and just generally you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. Oh, you can also find the Discord here. Definitely check out the Discord there. It's a good time in there. It's a good time in the Discord. You go say hi to everybody in the audience. You go say hi to everybody in the community. You go see pictures of everyone's pets. So if you're going to do anything in there, go post a picture of your dog if you have a dog. Go post a picture of your cat if you have a cat. And if you don't have either of those, go post a picture of a dog, because everything else is dogs. I want to see pictures of your dog. Post pictures of your dog. Also, shout out to our community on the Discord and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people could find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out, and super rad that you guys have been willing to do that. We appreciate it. I shouldn't have clicked away. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked away. I distracted myself. I'm sorry, everybody. Now I remember where I was. Let me just click away from the thing distracting me. Let me just click away from the thing distracting me. Why you don't click on this? I'll probably see a doctor eventually, everybody. I promise. But I'm glad that we're doing things you guys want to talk about, and I encourage you guys to talk more about the stream. It's super rad, and it's super cool that we do things that interest people, and I want to keep doing things that interest people. So if you enjoyed the show and you enjoyed watching me draw my obscure object, and you know somebody who would like to see this obscure object, tell them about it. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. I won't. And as always, I have some ideas what I might do. Nope, wrong one. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon, Coffee, and Twitch, and on VGen. You guys are a wonderful audience. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as some other benefits you can get, you can just subscribe directly on Twitch, or check out the Patreon, Coffee, VGen, and VGen here. Those links will show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. I definitely recommend checking out the VGen the most. I'm accepting commissions on there. So if you enjoy my artwork, if you enjoyed the art that I did here and want me to draw something for you, definitely go check out the VGen. It's probably the best way to support me as an artist and support the things that I'm doing here. And I just want to be able to make things for people. So make me draw something for you. Make me draw something for you. I want to. Thank you to Ramatsu, wonderful job on the Robot Army and for becoming famous. And just thank you for coming and hanging out, everybody. I hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I definitely need to make a thing here. I know what I'm gonna make here. I know what I'm gonna make some changes to something on this screen. But for now, I know what I need to add here. I know what I need to add here. Ooh, I definitely know what I need to add there. I have a couple things I need to add there. Yeah. I'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of our friends in Goblin Entertainment here. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've done and they've been up to. And just a link tree for the rest, for more of my stuff. There's a couple links in there that aren't below, but it's most of the same links. So, also, if you enjoyed this and came in late or had to leave and came in later or whatever, came in early, I want to see how the rest of the stream went. I usually have VODs available by the next day, usually in the morning, or the morning my time, so in about 8 hours, 8 or 10 hours, 12 hours, couple hours. The VOD usually is posted. You can find it on the Twitch VOD in YouTube, as well as previous drawings I've done, speed time lapses of the drawings I've done, and other shorts and other stuff. I'm constantly posting to it, so there's a bunch of stuff on there. So there's a lot of stuff on there. I appreciate it. I appreciate if you guys check out the VOD channel. It's doing something. Gotta keep it living. That's everything that we have done. As for everything that we're doing in the future, tomorrow should be doing some more of something with James and his brother Kenneth. Then we'll be back on Monday doing something new, or doing more Mothership. We'll be probably doing more Mothership with Sean and Jackson. So if you want to see how I implement this, see that on Monday. And then Wednesday should be doing something new now with Ari, Lauren, and Sean. By new, I mean something that we did years ago that we might be picking up that I will have no memory of. Might try to rewatch the last episode. We'll see. But we should be doing more of something on Wednesday because we finished Resident Evil. And then Thursday, doing more multiplayer stuff with James and Aqua. And then we'll be back here. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I always recommend, again, definitely click on any of the links below. Follow on the Discord, follow on all the socials that you get on, and definitely hang out on the Discord. It's probably the best way to keep up with anything that we're doing. And just generally, thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good show. I'm glad everybody could come and hang out. And keep being awesome. Keep being rad. We appreciate you. We love you. Just be cool. Just keep being cool. Thank you for watching me draw a cool rock. So I'll get you through I'll start. I'll think of something good in the world is something good in the world right now. I need to do some research on it personally. I like having usually something very specific, like something I heard or something that I seen. But right now, I'm just thinking soy sauce. Really, I just really like soy sauce. I think it just goes good in like everything. The secret is not to use too much. And frankly, you just gotta like drizzle a go and a half, and that's enough. That's enough soy sauce for like everything. I don't know. I like soy sauce. It adds the salt that you need for anything, so you don't gotta add salt. Adds a little bit of depth of flavor. I don't know how to describe soy sauce other than that it makes everything taste like soy sauce. It just adds like a little bit of salty punch. Adds a little bit of salty punch to whatever you're trying to eat. I like soy sauce. Soy sauce is good. Go eat some soy sauce. Don't drink the soy sauce. That you'll get sick, probably. You won't feel good. So, because she was here earlier, we'll go say hi to Selly. Stick around for that. She's live. We'll let her know how we did. And otherwise, thank you for joining, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good evening, morning, however, wherever you are. And remember that when you draw the rock, you got to find the right brush. Hey, I want to talk about something bad in the world? The pencil, the default pencil in Fresco sucks. If you're using Fresco, you don't think it's very good, just literally try any other brush. Just use another brush. The default pencil brush is not good. It's not good. It's bad. You want to know what you call that? It's bad. We call it bad. That's what it is. I hope my friends like the picture. Did a lot of drawing today. Doing good. I got a lot of drawing done. Got a lot of good drawing done. We're doing good. We're doing good. And go hug your dog. Whatever shape of dog they are. Go hug them.